Welcome to Kicking It with KeKe. Kicking It with KeKe. Kicking It with KeKe. Full of personalities. Switching up the story. Line on God, we making history. Writing books, changing lives. One day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind. Kicking It with KeKe. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe. I am your host, KeKe Chanel. I am an author, writing coach, life coach, podcast host. I do a lot of things and I love doing everything that I do. I am back with Braeden for part 2 of I'm Different. You know, part 1, we talked about how he was getting ready to start his brand. Part 2, we're talking about how it is now that he has started the brand. So Braeden, listen, the people know who you are, but I'm going to go ahead and let you tell them who you are again. So take it over, friend.
Oh, all righty. So again, like she just said, this is part 2, so I'm super excited about this. I'm gonna have to give me a theme song like you.
Hey,
yeah, I'm telling you,
I'm gonna hook you up with my theme song person.
Right, I'm telling you. And then the thing is, because I be remixing it when I be going on live, like kicking it with Auntie KeKe.
Hey.
But for the people that don't know me, listen, this is part 2, so I hope y'all excited to be hearing this. But listen, my name is Braeden. I'm a full-time college student. I am also a full-time worker in information technology. I am also, guess what? The proud owner of hashtag I'm Different, which is a clothing brand that is encouraging you to be your true authentic self through apparel. So you not only do you get to say that you're different, but you get to rock that you're different as well. So that's what we doing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, y'all, I tripped him up. He was talking good, and I moved something, and he was like, wait a minute.
I was say, wait a minute, what's going on?
No, you good.
But and so what? And then too, a lot of stuff has changed, but we gonna get to that. We're gonna get into that.
Listen, because we recorded the first episode, part one, back in November, and so we're just getting ready to release it on tomorrow.
Right.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm super excited, man.
So for those of you who are listening, make sure that you listen to part 1 and part 2 will come out as well. I'm releasing both of them at the same time on the same day.
Yeah.
I got to.
You got to.
And then, we're going to have going over to YouTube, Kicking It with KeKe page, and you'll get to see all of this behind the scenes stuff, this action. Y'all get to see how Braeden's personality, have that face behind the voice and all of that, because we don't have that for part 1.
Yeah, we sorry, y'all.
Sorry. We have it for part 2. So, yeah. Okay, so last time I talked to you about why the name I'm Different.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you have grown so much since the last time. So what can you say about the journey from then to now with starting your brand and operating your business? Because you're a business owner, man. You're a full-time college student. You're a full-time employee working in your field. Woo, woo.
Turn up.
And then you started this business.
Yeah.
So what would you say has been the biggest change from then to now?
I would say the biggest change that happened from then to now would be the connections.
Oh yeah.
The connections that I had before, and then to the motivation that I had, because last time that I was here, I was telling you that like my language ended up changing about my business.
Yep.
So and then too, I prayed that prayer beginning of 2022 of God connect me with the right people and connect me with the people that's going to align me with what you would like me to do. And so that's how I was. And then too, this year, a lot of people don't notice I got confirmation on my business. So I not only did I get confirmation on my business, but I got confirmation about what I'm going to school for, all this other stuff. And so I think that aligned itself pretty well. And now I was like, okay, God, I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing. And now I'm not going to get, now I'm not about to let this stop anything. And I'm about to just go ahead and push it out and let people understand like, hey, this is what my brand is. This is what I'm representing and all of the good stuff. So so the thing is, from November, it's crazy that you said that. From November all the way until now, my vision statement has changed. My target audience has changed. The way that I'm like my logo and stuff has changed because I've been upgrading, I've been updating and all the other good stuff because I want to make sure that whatever I'm up there putting out there is going to have the quality that can match the quantity of it as well. So I'm not about to sit there and charge you an arm and a leg and 2,002 wings, nor for you to buy a t-shirt if you know that I'm not going to wear it or anything like that, and I'm not going to sport it. And then two, now I didn't even put myself out there, and now I'm up there ripping my brand without the brand even coming out.
Listen, and see, I'm glad that you touched on connections, because that right there, not everybody has a support system.
True.
And I know when we talked last time for part 1, where your verbiage has changed.
True.
You were kind of hesitant about putting it out there without having like samples of your products and stuff like that. And then it's crazy because I was on live one night and Braeden came in, and I was on this network full of entrepreneurs who support each other. Shout out to the rich auntie for her vision of, just bringing it to pass. And we have both made some amazing connections with like-minded individuals who pour into us and we pour into them. And I'm glad that they took you under their wing. And they was like, no, you are an entrepreneur. Stop talking about I'm different and be about I'm different. So get this stuff together. And I'm glad that they, I know I try to motivate you, but sometimes you need people that don't
outside
know
source.
you. Yes.
Yeah, outside source.
Like strangers.
Correct.
And so how has that journey been?
Whew, okay. So the journey of connecting and networking, that has been so amazing, y'all. First, let me say this. Thank you so much for inviting me back, right? Because I already knew they was gonna want a part 2 anyway. But thank you so much for it. Because not only are you my auntie, but we can do business together as well.
Right.
And I love that too about you, because you bring a different approach to the whole family dynamic of everything too. So I never have to have any expectations of like having to return anything back. So I say thank you for that first.
You're welcome.
And then too, we're able to network and coexist, although we do both different things. We're able to, coexist. And then also I'm able to share some information with you too on you getting shirts out and stuff like that too. So it can help you. Because it's not like your money is not my money at the end of the day. Unless you want to donate now, let me know.
Listen, I can't wait to get my I'm Different apparel.
Come on.
Listen.
But the networking thing has been awesome because everybody has embraced me like since their first night. Everybody has embraced the heck out of me. And I'll say this. One thing that made me change my language, shout out to Hope Coach Q. She told me on her live, she was like, I need you to stop saying that I'm an inspiring entrepreneur and say I am a entrepreneur.
Shout out to Coach Q. She get us all together.
She really do. Like and then the thing is, what it made me resonate with her even more, because she a Libra. So I knew it came from a genuine heart. I knew it came.
But who brought you to these people? The Capricorn. The Capricorn brought the Libra into the fold. Let's just put it out there. Jesus. But yeah, go ahead.
Not you up there shouting out the Capricorns. Anyway, Libras, that's where we at. But I said in the last one.
We close out the year and we start the year.
I mean, but y'all the last month though. That's why.
But we close out the year and we start the year.
Y'all still not the best. Amen.
We in
the middle, but we gonna go through this.
Look, you different.
We ain't gonna go through that. The people that want to hear about the network. They ain't trying to worry about our little. But she told me in that whole thing, and I love her so much for that. She said, stop saying that you're aspiring entrepreneur and say that you are, because you have had that brand for a year now. I didn't make my year anniversary, y'all.
Yes.
I didn't make my year anniversary.
Don't how does it feel? How's it feel?
it's like to say that it belongs to me, to say that my name is on it. It feels really great because I'm the only one out of my family dynamic that has that. So not only am I out there breaking family traditions and stuff and family curses and stuff, but I'm also able to show my nieces and then also my nephew coming up. But I'm able to show them that, hey, you can come from something that's small and God will end up changing it to be something even bigger.
Legacy.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make sure that I end up leaving it in order for people to understand that, hey, that you didn't have to come up with, you don't have to be from a lot of money in order for you to make it. So that's my main goal. That's why I think God is going to bring me to, and I'm gonna be a living testament of that. But the networking thing, man, everybody has embraced the heck out of me when it comes to that. And when I tell you, I've been going on live like crazy.
Oh, listen, every time I look up Braeden on live with somebody, I'm like, that's my nephew. Y'all ain't asked my permission to have him, but they done adopted him. They done adopted your way of thinking when it comes to your brand and being I'm different. So for anyone who is listening, tell the people a little bit about what the embodiment of being I'm different means to you. What does that mean to you?
Okay, so that's gonna have to go into my vision statement, and I'm gonna end up reading it off there for you because I do know about heart, but I want to make sure I break it down too. So my old vision was to be a living blueprint to people like myself, challenging them to be okay with being different from the world by reassuring that it's possible to beat statistic that society has on Christians and African Americans. Hashtag I'm not a statistic because I'm different. That was my old vision statement for my business. But as in like the whole thing had changed, now it has changed to this. And my whole goal for this brand is to be a living blueprint to society that encourages everyone to be what their creator created them to be, despite society's expectations. You can't claim to be different if you choose to say the same. So you see how that has changed.
Yes, it has changed. And if you are listening to part 1 before you listen to part 2, I tell you to stop right now, go listen to part 1, and you can see where you can hear and listen to the growth that has taken place.
Correct.
From, since then up until now.
Right.
And that's one of the things I love about you, because you've always been a talker and know it all, but you've always been a listener.
Yeah, true.
Like people have been able to come to you and talk to you and know that you will actually listen.
Correct.
So the fact that you are doing the damn thing, Braeden, embracing your difference, embracing other people's difference, because you put it out there, not just for yourself, but for other people who may seem like, and we talked a little bit about being weird versus being unique last time. So have your answer changed?
I'll say, before we get into that, I'll say this. You know how it has changed, because first my target audience were Christians and African Americans, but then on this one I'm saying, everyone to be what their creator created them to be, because everybody's not Christian. Everybody is not, everybody does not worship the same God that we worship, anything like that.
We worship God. We love God.
Amen. And
you don't love God?
What's wrong with you? But I mean, we ain't about to get into that. Yes. But what is wrong with you, honestly? Because I don't know who. Yeah. Anyway, but I don't know who better to worship. I'm sorry. I don't know who better. Hey. Man, he just been making the way. But anyway, we can go into church on that. But I think that I ended up changing that because God told me, God called me the whole calling of the whole brand is, I'm trying to get you to reach more than your kind, which is Christians and African Americans, because Christians and African Americans are gonna be the ones that say, I'm excited about your brand, but they're not gonna support you. So I want to make sure that this is international and it ends up going throughout the whole entire world. So anybody that's out of the country can be like, oh, I love that. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. I love the word behind it. I love the dynamic behind it. And I don't have to be Christian in order for me to rep it. But I rep something that I am. And so I think, and then too, being a living blueprint, I said this on my live plenty of times. Since I'm in IT, I had to add that in there. Just to show that personal side too about IT, of being a living blueprint. Everything that we had to, like this whole room that we're sitting in had to have a blueprint. This house that we're sitting in had to have a blueprint in order for us to be here right now. So just imagine if that blueprint had a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Imagine how much. Imagine how much.
Listen, you need that blueprint before you can lay that foundation to build
Correct.
what you're trying to build.
And the thing is, you were created with a blueprint first because God already knew how you was gonna be. He just didn't have to have it on paper.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't in like all these different dynamics that we already put in. He just put a heartbeat in that blueprint.
Absolutely.
And now you're able to embrace your difference. And now you're able to walk around and be like, hey, I am different. It's okay for you to be different. You don't have to be the same like everybody else is doing. Just because you may do this doesn't mean that I have to do this, or I don't have to feel pressure to do it. Because growing up, I had to deal with that, man. Peer pressure and all that other stuff. But the thing that stuck out with me was, even if you tried to peer pressure me to do it, if I didn't feel right doing it, I still didn't do it.
Right.
No matter how you felt about it.
You had your own mind frame.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't succumb to peer pressure. I did once upon a time, but then I was like, you know what? Ain't nobody hurting but me.
Correct.
These same people that push me to do something is the same people that's talking about my back.
Correct.
And laughing in my face.
And ain't paying your bills.
Not even that, because I was young. I did something because everybody else was doing it, and I wasn't ready to do it. And so I was like, that ain't me. Do what you do, and I'm gonna do what I do. And my brother, I laugh all the time because he tell me, he's like, you just stubborn, because if you don't want to do something, it's a wrap.
Yeah, and I shut it down, and there's no questions, anything like that. Asked after that. So I think that and my mama told me that too. She was like, "That's one thing I can say about you is you don't change your mind when it comes to you making a set decision and all that other good stuff." So I think that's the great thing. But to go back to your question on being different versus being unique, has my answer changed? No, not really, because you being weird versus you being unique. I mean, it's still coexisting, man. I think that you have to first establish that you are weird, or because like sometimes what would be the best definition of weird? Or we have to break that down to figure out, like, what would you classify as a personal self as weird? Like, are you doing something that's outside the norm, where you might be up there doing the whipping nay in the corner by yourself? Now that is weird, low key, but but at the same time too, you having a good time by yourself with Casper. But and we're not judging you or anything like that. But but at the end of the day, you might end up growing up and being unique because you become a dancer from that.
Okay, so we're gonna see what Google's, because I like to give my own definitions, and then I'm gonna see what your definition gonna be. Google's definition of weird is suggesting something supernatural, uncanny, a person's destiny. That is the definition of being weird. So let's do, what would be your definition of weird, Braeden?
I like that definition though.
You like Google's?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that definition because it's saying you're doing something supernatural. That means there's something that's not even heard of, anything like that. So if you think about it, we are weird in our own little way.
My definition of weird is embracing who I am unapologetically. And I don't give a damn if you like it or not.
Go ahead on.
That is my definition. Because I don't look at the word. And see, we have to get out of that stigma that weird is a bad word.
Right.
Weird has never been a bad word for me.
Really?
Never.
It was a bad word for me.
Now we got some creep. Now being creepy, is that's a whole nother thing.
Well, they do have some people that are weird though, because if somebody up there trying to come into your circle, like try to force their way into it, there is a form of being weird, because I wouldn't call it being unique. You know how somebody try to force themselves into you, like try to match your personality and offer them to kind of come in or whatever. I would look at that as being a little weird, because I'd be like, wait a minute, that's kind of, I don't know.
I would call that shaded. I wouldn't call it weird. I would call it shady.
But how can you call it shady if you don't know what their intentions are first?
Because I have discernment.
That makes sense.
You have to tap into that. You have to be mindful of the spaces and the people that you allow into your personal space. Because if not, then you'll be led astray. Your vision can get overshadowed or whatever. And people like to leech on you.
That is very true.
So beware of the leeches. Okay, so we talked about the definitions of weird. Braeden said he liked that supernatural stuff. And I'm good with the supernatural because, I'm all about things unseen, things that's unexplained.
But that means you haven't did anything at all that nobody, right, like you just said, that nobody has ever seen, that's what stuck out to me.
That lets me know that God is there.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Some people look at stuff as being supernatural, as being like demonic or evil or the power of the devil or whatever. I don't. I look at like supernatural blessings, miracle signs and wonders.
Right.
Like things unseen, a test of my faith.
Right.
What is the definition of having faith? You know, focusing on things that are unseen.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just embrace that. And
Yeah.
and like I said, people have called me weird. I embrace that. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Huh? What 2 Chainz say?
Pull it up to the scene with my ceiling music.
Hey, and so the definition of unique is Google's definition: being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else, original.
That's good. I like that. I like that definition too.
I wouldn't change unique because we are all unique in our own way. Me and you are different, are similar because of our, you know, we like to laugh,
right,
and we love God,
yeah,
and we are entrepreneurs,
right,
and we're striving to be better for the next generation. So we are alike in the same, but we're different
because our vision for our life is different.
Exactly.
And then our purpose. And the thing is, even if I try to be like you, in any way, you know, be yourself. This is a disclaimer. Be yourself. Do whatever. I say this now. Whenever stuff don't align with me, I say this, that's not in my ministry. And a lot of people just now starting to hear that. But I absolutely mean that. And what that means is that's not in my ministry. Just because my auntie might do books and stuff doesn't mean that I'm an author at all. You know, I might like to read them. I really don't. But y'all might like to read them. I might like to read them, but at the same time too, God didn't call me to be no author.
Slap in the face.
Nah.
You don't never tell an author that you don't like to read books.
Well, that's a disclaimer. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest.
And I want you to be honest, because I've had people to tell me that all the time. I don't read books, but because it's you, I will buy it and support you. It's probably gonna sit on my shelf, but at least I support you. And I don't. Thank you. Cha-ching.
Amen. And the thing is, too, I know that if I'm reading a book, it has to be a certain genre that I'm into in order for me to read it, because I'm going to be invested.
Absolutely.
Other than that, baby, it's going to be a good night in my bed. You know what I'm saying? But I think that I say that that's not a part of my ministry because we end up trying to do stuff that God didn't even create us to do. And I said that once before, you know, God called you to be a usher in youth. They're trying to be a pastor. Knowing God didn't even tell you, in youth, they're trying to be in the pulpit. I said that on my TikTok. Y'all need to start, you know, you need to start doing what God called you to do. If you know that your gifting is not aligned with, you know, what you're trying to do, then I'll say you can always take classes, but just know that your gift make room for you.
Yes.
So if you don't tap into your gift that God gave you naturally, you just out here faking it. You have a mask on and you're not enjoying what you're doing, and you're coming in there haphazardly, and it's like, this is what I'm doing. This is me. Accept it or not, I really don't give a damn about it. You know, this just gonna be me. I'm trying to make money, do all that other stuff. That's why it's different between a career and just a job.
A career and a job and a hobby and
Correct.
Interest. All that is different. But I like what you said about the mask, because a lot of people use the pandemic to shield their real selves.
Right.
Take the mask off. I'm challenging y'all today. Take the mask off and embrace your difference.
Yeah.
And go ahead and get this merch that Braeden got.
Amen.
Like, for real, what y'all waiting on? And then I'm gonna have something coming soon.
Amen. Yeah. It is. It's coming.
Listen, man, you know what? I believe that when we own our difference, it changes our mindset, and we see life through a different lens, and we tap into different levels of our purpose.
Right.
What do you say about that?
I think that's very true. You know, when we first embrace, but the thing is, you have to understand, before you embrace your difference, you have to also go through something strenuous in order for you to understand that, hey, this was for me to be set apart from somebody else. So I think that's the blessing part of it, is you having to go through something in order for you to understand that, hey, you know, God didn't leave me out here for no reason. He did it in order for me, for it to grow me, for it to mature me, for me to understand who's going to be on my back seat, you know, who I'm supposed to be putting in that front seat, all the other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, like when we go through stuff, we be thinking that God because me, I ain't gonna even lie to you. Some stuff I be having to go through, I said, God, you couldn't call Bobby down the street and all for them to He ain't doing nothing at all. I'm busy.
And I got something else for Bobby. This is what I want you to do, so Bobby can pay attention and be like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing.
Right. And then but for me, in the first beginning, I'll be like, God, you couldn't call Bobby down the street to do something. He ain't doing that. He just sitting on that stuff with the drinking Kool-Aid and stuff.
But listen, just imagine how Moses felt on Noah when he was told to build an ark and it wasn't no rain and the rain didn't come. But eventually the rain did come.
And they probably they looked at him weird too.
They probably called him weird and crazy.
Yes.
And everything else. But guess what? When the rain started.
Now everybody started believing. Ain't that crazy whenever you start building yourself up and you actually start impacting the world, everybody start believing in you now?
Speak it again. Say that. Say for the people in the back.
Ain't that crazy how the same people that you up there telling all this stuff about in the beginning, the same people that you up there telling this stuff about, they don't believe you until everybody else start doing it. You follow in pursuit of somebody else whenever you already had the original.
Because they're going to look at you like, who she thinks she is? Who do you think he is? Ain't nobody going to support that.
Right. And then the thing is, like, they try to rain on your parade, but at the same time, too, it's not Mardi Gras. It's your parade.
Hey, I do my little dance when I hear something that sounds good. Because I'm at a point in my life where I don't care what people think.
Amen.
As long as I'm operating in my purpose and I have humility and integrity about what I have going on, I build people up, not tear them down.
Correct.
I don't have room to do it. That's just how I look at it.
And then when you walk in the room and you yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Man, when you yourself.
Kickin made it. The party can start.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then to me, I don't even brag on that part. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I think that's just a gifting in itself that I can literally walk in the room and I'm just magnetic. People start coming to me and I'll be looking like,
how many lives you get invited to be on? And you're
Lord.
Here we go.
Lord,
let me ease on out the room. But no, let me go ahead and just give the people what they need.
Yeah, and then the thing is, I can be consistent in it. Yeah. That's what a lot of people don't want to do. Is they don't want to be consistent. They want to stay stagnated to where they're at. And you're not understanding that consistency is important. And you being stagnated, you up there waiting. You will never. Imagine if I would have stayed in my apartment. And I came on this podcast and started talking about my business. Where would my business be at now? I'll probably still be talking about it. Still be talking about it. And ain't that, and the thing is, I was able to grow because now I'm in mentorship. Now I'm able to be mentored about it. And for me to have, because if I would have started like when I first began it, I would have spent
so much unnecessary money. A lot of people get afraid because they don't know where to start. And some people sit on that information because I've known business owners who started with $300. I've known business owners who started with nothing. It was just all about the right connections,
correct,
and knowing the right resources,
correct,
because they are there,
and understanding your target audience. Who are you trying to reach?
Absolutely. And I think social media is an amazing platform, to build your brand without money. Yeah, you could take pre-orders and things like that. You could take information that you follow from people who are giving like resources and things that you can use so that you won't have to go through that. And that's, as a life coach and a writing coach, that is my overall purpose of helping people. Because when I started off, people wasn't that free. They weren't giving no information.
So now you have to pay for it. You have to pay subscriptions and all this other stuff in order for you to do it.
And I'm not saying people shouldn't get paid for stuff.
Right, for their knowledge, correct.
Right. I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about if you have a t-shirt brand and I ask you, hey, who did you get your samples from? Well, instead of just saying, well, I went through this person, but I didn't like this person.
Correct.
But you'll let me go through that person knowing that it's not a good fit.
Correct.
Instead of saying that.
And telling me a limit. And the thing is, now you become a crab. We supposed to be eating crabs. We ain't supposed to be like them. That's crazy. I'm sorry for the people that's not in Louisiana, but that's what we eat. We eat crabs. But I'm just saying, you're supposed to be a crab. You ain't supposed to be like them. And you supposed to be, we supposed to be having this as a feast. We go to the Silver Slipper and tear down. we go to the Silver Slipper and tear down in Mississippi. You understand? But imagine if we was up there just because then people would be consuming us easily. But I never get that. Why is it so hard for us to share information? It does not, because the thing is, when I share information with you, you share information with me. Also, when you go live, you be like, wait a minute, Braeden just popped in the room. Shout out to Braeden.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all make sure y'all go rip his brain. Y'all make sure y'all go get his apparel, all this other stuff that he's coming out. You know, you giving back.
You have to give back. You have to give those flowers. You have to pay honor to the people who have poured in your life and sown in your life. And I believe that whatever you put out, you get back.
Correct. That's very true.
You have to sow good. You have to sow seeds on good ground.
Yeah.
Because not all ground is good.
Correct.
Because just like there's good in the world, there's evil to match.
Correct.
So you just have to be mindful of those things. And so, you know, I'm very proud of you for stepping out and fulfilling the vision that God gave you, because you could have been disobedient and set on that.
Correct.
I think a lot of people don't know when they're hearing the voice of God. So I challenge anyone listening to make sure that you ask and pray for God, clear vision.
Yeah.
To know that it is God speaking to you, because they're different voices, but you have to make sure that it's God telling you that you are supposed to have a t-shirt brand. Correct. Or supposed to be an author, or linking up with this person and that person. You know, anything in your life. I'm a woman of faith, and I know that Braeden is too. So I pray before I'm led to do anything.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you pray to. I pray to God and seal it through Jesus. Everybody don't believe in that.
Yeah.
So I'm not condemning anybody. Just make sure that you're operating at your best self by believing the things that are true to you, not because somebody told you that it was true.
Correct.
Because we, you know, old traditions breed new foods. Old traditions breeds new foods.
That's so good.
And so I'm just going to listen, Braeden, tell everybody how they can follow you, find you, support you. You know, let them know about more about the brand, what your intentions are.
Okay, so right now, y'all, I'm excited because guess what, y'all? I just started my social media platforms too. So I definitely want y'all to go on my social media platforms and follow me. At I'm Different LLC. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's also on Twitter. I did not set up a TikTok because I'm just gonna use my personal stuff and just migrate that over. But you know, for my business wise, I'm different LLC on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Make sure y'all follow those, because I would definitely be going live on those. I'll be going live on my Instagram page. And that way you can kick it with me anytime. And normally I'd be doing like a chilling with Bray on the Wednesday. And those be like conversations that we have. See, now when you end up branching off and doing stuff that God told you to do, now you're just starting like lives and stuff out of nowhere by yourself.
Because you're unafraid. You're not afraid.
And then now I'm so grateful for that, because this is the difference, y'all. This is the difference between the last time and this time. The difference is now I'm able to go live and I'm able to create that safe space that nobody was able to create for me. So now I'm able to do that. That is so, Lord. Thank you, God, for that. I just had to stop. I'm sorry, because I was about to continue, but that really just made me realize that I was able to create a safe space for other people that I didn't have at all. So now people can come on my live and you can be whatever. You can curse, you can laugh, you can do whatever. You know, I don't care. You know, all I ask is that you keep it to a minimum and that you respect the people that's in my audience. Because, you know, I have a lot of people that follow me that's from different backgrounds too. And I don't want to be disrespectful. But at the same time too, if they feel disrespected, stop being fake, because you already cussing behind the closed doors anyway. You just not doing it on camera anyway. But we ain't gonna get into that, but that's how you can follow me. Follow my personal pages as well. My Facebook, Braeden S. Holden, Braeden BRAEDEN S. Holden. On Facebook, Instagram is pray._about it, and TikTok is pray._about it. And my I don't use my Twitter. So yeah. It is there, but I don't use it. So I don't really promote it. But that's how you can follow me. That's how you can get connected. Chilling with Bray on the Wednesday comes on my personal page, because I think it's important for you to see the person behind the brand, the CEO of the brand, before you can see everything out. So I was able, a lot of stuff has changed. Vision has changed. I was able to own my own domain now in order for me to go ahead and begin my website, which is coming pretty soon, y'all. Make sure y'all follow those platforms in order for you to stay connected of when that stuff is coming out and all that other good stuff. Also, I was able to get sample brand stuff so y'all can see how this stuff is going to look before you buy it. And then now I'm able to connect, even make more connections, and get on these IG streets. And I'm trying to get on Facebook, but Facebook not really hitting where it ain't. It's not. Yeah. Facebook. It's not hitting on the pile of bricks. It really ain't. Even if you try to throw something at it, baby.
I don't know. It's just different. Like,
how they be trying to stone. They were trying to stone people in the back. On Facebook, they be throwing them, but they ain't gonna hit you. They ain't gonna hit you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to migrate to Facebook. I'm trying to, y'all.
I have my my Kickin with KeKe podcast Facebook page, but people, I don't know, when you try to do something positive, they don't really want to support.
Why the pushback though?
I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not trying to figure it out. The ones that are connected with that's the ones that's supposed to be connected with it. But guess what? Soon people gonna fall in line because when
it's gonna be too late, then you can't have that access. Why? Because I've became aware of who you are and how you operate as well.
Sure, say I don't chase, I attract.
Oh,
whatever is meant for me will find me. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Amen.
So we all know the Bible says the prophet has no honor in his own what? Home, land. Not saying that I'm better than anybody, but don't get mad at me because God gave me a vision. I wrote it down, I made it plain, and I implemented. So that it can manifest.
They jealous of your favor and your grace that God already have in your life. And you didn't even ask for that. That's crazy.
No.
I already know I got grace and favor.
Me too, baby. I'm one of God's favorites, and I ain't scared to tell
for real, because I'm going to be in VIP section of heaven. Y'all is going to be in the VIP.
I'm trying. I am trying.
We're going to get you a ticket. We're going to get you a ticket so you can get in there.
Thank you.
We're going to get you a ticket. I'm going to say, God, make sure you give Auntie KeKe,
she's gonna be like, she got some stuff to figure out. But look, I know, God knows, God knows. God knows. But
I tell people all the time, I'm gonna be on the VIP section. They was like, VIP section, you got a VIP section in heaven? Your heaven too small for me. Anyway, because mine got a VIP section, with the people that's upper class and stuff, like Adam and all that other stuff, although he didn't brought us to sin, but I just want to act, not really ask him questions.
I don't know if Adam in the VIP.
No, Adam is in the VIP. Why? Because some of us would walk around like Adam.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like he might be standing like on the side, like
I think he
level.
do.
Because I think that like Enoch and maybe like Sarah and Ruth and my grandma, she name was Ruth too. And like see certain people like that. I believe that they have, like my Aunt Minnie, I know that she is in the VIP.
Yeah, those dope people, man, that God did. I think that's who VIP is.
Yes, those like people that it was almost like they came on earth as an angel.
Correct.
Because they embodied that different spirit.
Yeah, and then they didn't judge nobody either. And they just love people unconditionally, no matter whatever going on in your personal life. It's amazing how we can meet, how we refuse. Some people refuse, because I don't. Some people refuse to meet you where you are, and they try to end up changing what you're doing or who you are in order for them to align with what they got going on.
Yes.
So it's like, am I trying to be like you, or am I trying to be me? Because God didn't give me the same vision that he gave you.
No.
So why try to walk in your purpose?
And if more people embrace their difference, knowing that I'm not supposed to be like somebody else, although our business may be the same, man.
Because think about it. Like I said the last time, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, all of them sell basically the same thing. You can even go to Sonic and get a burger. You can go to Chick-fil-A and get you a burger. The only thing is, do you want Chick-fil-A heavenly status, or do you want McDonald's customer service status? You shop wherever you shop where you appreciate it.
And it's the broken ice cream machine for me.
Right, because they always it's always broke. But the thing is, they're consistent with it though.
They are very consistent with
it. So I respect that.
Yeah, just keep it cute. Keep it cute, boo. If that ice cream machine is broke all the time, if y'all lying about it, No, just keep that. Just move it. Just take it on out of there.
Right. I don't even know why you have to send ice cream.
Why you got it? Why you got it?
Just like you there having a snowball stand and you ain't got no ice.
How would that even work?
We all right. We all out of ice. How you gonna get that? Then you have to try to get a disc cup without Kool-Aid. How you gonna make that? Going to a crawfish bar without crawfish. How you gonna do that?
Then they gonna be eating some corn and potatoes.
Oh,
y'all, we could go on and on and on about that. All of Braeden's information, his social media handles and website information will be in the description box. So you don't have an excuse not to support him. Make sure that y'all go and follow his Instagram page so that y'all can tune in with Chilling with Bray on Wednesdays. What time do you do it on Wednesdays? Just
I normally do it all at 9 p.m. I normally do it at 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. Because it's kind of like the late crowd or whatever.
And that's Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. And I think Eastern there'll be 10 and Western
it's 7.
Yeah, 7, whatever.
Pacific.
As long as you know where you at in the world, just calculate that.
I don't know about Mountain Time. What's Mountain Time?
Mountain Time is wherever Moses was at. That's where you got the commandments and stuff. Just find out what time it is. But I normally do that. I have not fully committed myself to doing it all the way. But when I do go live, even if you don't catch me on Chilling with Bray on a Wednesday, you can always just turn on your notification bell on Instagram, and you can always see when I go live with other people or whatever. So, and then too, definitely do that, because whenever I'm going live with these other people, I'm up there actually making sure that my followers go to them as well, so they can follow them, and then so they can get even more information about other entrepreneurs and stuff like that, because I just believe that my brand is embodying more than me selling t-shirts. I think it's up there expanding more out to encouraging people to keep going. So that's what I want to make sure that I do.
Not even like deeper than that, like keep going and keep believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And being unapologetically you.
Yeah.
And one thing about Coach Q, we did a podcast episode that's coming up, and it's talking about living out loud. And she is talking about how when she walk in the room, she wants to be the loudest person because, that's just who she is.
Right.
She wants to make people feel good.
Right.
She changes the atmosphere.
Right.
So when you are able to shift the atmosphere, when you enter a space, whether it's virtually, people feel that energy.
Yeah.
People feel it. I've been there. I've done that. And that is one of my main focuses. When you enter a space with KeKe Chanel, I want you to feel love. I want you to feel joy. I want you to feel positive energy. That's what I embody. And that's what I'm going to continue to do.
Correct.
So same thing with you. When you come on a live or in a space, I feel the God in you, identify with the God in me.
Right.
And it just changes stuff automatically. I mean, I've been on lives where Braeden came in and people just perked up. The comments just went crazy.
And they didn't woke up, y'all. Cause I didn't woke up many of the lives, man. They was up there dead. And I just woke up. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Listen, and I'm gonna always be consistent to that because, it's easy for me to go out there, and that's me, y'all. This is not anything fake at all. That's me. That's genuinely me. I always try to do that. I try to make sure that I change the dynamic of the room every time I'm entering it. Because whenever people can draw to you to that level, that means that people can end up sowing into your ministry, honestly. And your ministry is you, what you have, because we are the church. A lot of us go to like the physical church in order for us to communicate and fellowship with like-minded individually. But we are the church, the original. So when people want to bless you in your ministry that you got going on, because all of us have a different ministry, all of us have a different calling, all of us have a different purpose. So whenever you're actually walking into your own ministry, whether or not you're doing podcasts, no matter or not you're doing an author, you're selling t-shirts, you're selling makeup, all that other stuff, that's your ministry. That's what God created you to do in that moment, for you to do it. And don't be afraid when it changes or when it shifts to a different level.
Right.
But when people want to sow into you, then it's able, from you having it, they know I can sow into this individual, and I know that what I'm sowing is going to end up, it's like you said earlier, it's going to be on good ground. It's going to be in good ground. So I'm grateful that I'm able to supply that, have that. And so I think that it's very important that, you try to do that, make sure that you that you have good ground. Make sure that
you are the good ground.
Correct. Make sure that you're going through your healing processes, making sure that you're going to your counseling, because mental health is very important.
Right.
And make sure that you're staying consistent to yourself and to individuals.
Right.
So we can talk about that forever and ever.
We can talk about that forever and ever. And now you're always welcome back. And I got some topics that we will be talking about. I have panel discussions coming up, and you're on one. Were you on one of the panels? No, you were on one last time.
Yeah, that was with the young kids.
Yeah, with the younger kids. But I definitely want to do a panel with some of the people from our networking.
That would be awesome.
So we could talk about the power of supporting each other.
Yeah,
and that breaks the stigma of something that you said earlier about Black people not supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're breaking the stigma.
Yeah,
because we support each other. And I don't really buy into that. It's just some things that resonate with you don't resonate with me.
Yeah.
So if I'm not led to support it in that way, that doesn't monetarily, I should say, because that's people equate money with support.
Correct.
That doesn't mean, that's not true to me. I can do a shout out on my page. I can mention your name during a podcast.
Yeah.
I can send you a DM and say, hey, I don't use this, but this is somebody that you might want to reach out to that can help you or whatever. So support has different levels. And so I support you. You already know that. I'm proud of you. I appreciate you. And just keep being different. Keep embracing your brand. Keep expanding your brand. Keep being unapologetic about your brand, because it is something that will change the world. I really do believe that.
I received it in Jesus' name.
I really do believe that.
I received it.
I believe it. So you just have to stay consistent.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get consistent in being inconsistent. Don't become that.
Yeah.
And you got people that gonna hold you accountable. So
true. That is true. I ain't got the opportunity. I ain't got the opportunity to be inconsistent.
Absolutely. So we did on a personal note last time. And what would you tell your younger self right now about being different? I'm anxious to see what your answer is today, to see if it would be the same.
So now, I would tell my younger self now, like I tell everybody else, every time I end the live, anything else, to, never dim your light. Mm-hmm. Never dim your light, because you'll never know if your light is the source that God is using to lead somebody else out of their darkness. Absolutely. So I would definitely tell my younger self is to, continue to be consistent, continue to walk in your difference and keep shining, because you never had to dim your light. The reason why you probably had to dim your light for other people is because they couldn't accept you, or they didn't have the mental capacity to understand where you were going, but you had a higher calling at that young age. And now, don't just, throw it away. Right. To be consistent, or, not to be consistent, but to kind of follow what the world has, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that to my younger self, and I would also say that to you guys, keep shining. You'll never know if your light is the source that God is using to lead somebody else out of their darkness. So every time you wake up in the morning, say thank God, or thank whoever you worship or anything like that. Thank you thank you so much, for allowing me to have another opportunity to inspire, to impact, to support, to be able to pour into people. And also, I'll say, man, definitely check on your people. Check on the people that you're networking with, check on your family members and all the other stuff. And then too, because me, I'm a person of, if I'm not receiving that back, that's gonna be short-lived. Honestly, because I'm not about to sit there and waste my time. Honestly, keep calling and keep calling and keep calling, and that's the only time that you reach back to me. So I'll say, definitely check on people, definitely call people, because you'll never know when it's your last time talking to them, and you'll never know. You making that phone call could end up, bringing them, if they are a business owner, they can end up bringing them back and be like, man, somebody actually is up there paying attention and they caring. And we have done, we've done that. We've done that, and we had to go through that as well. So I would encourage you guys to check on your people that you're networking with, making sure that they are okay, making sure that, because we live our life through social media now, you know what I'm saying? And we show the highlight reels, but we don't show, what we actually going in, so I think that it's important that you check on those people to see like what's behind the scenes of the camera. So I'll say, man, just stay consistent in that. Definitely walk in the room and own it. You already know, if you have to walk in the room getting a job, you already got that job. And if you gotta believe in yourself. And if you don't have that job, you have something that's higher, and maybe God is that they're trying to bring you to something that's going to be bigger than that job, and you'll never know what's behind the scenes. things. So I'll say, man, just walk in the room, own it, embrace your difference, be different, and continue to just walk in your purpose, man. Continue to walk in your purpose.
Absolutely. And I love that. And thank you guys for listening in to Kicking It with KeKe. I am joined with Braeden. He is the CEO, ambassador, and brand owner of I'm Different. So I am here every Thursday. Make sure you go and follow, like, comment, share. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. I thank you for all of the support. I am in season 2. I'm so excited about it. Season 1 went off with a bang and I just love it. So thank you for the support. Thank you for, just inspiring me by just listening in to my show. I love this podcast with everything that's in me. I try to strive to be better than I was yesterday, last season for the new. I have some great things coming up, amazing guests coming up. Braeden, again, thank you. And you guys have a great day. I will be back next week. Don't forget to listen to part 1 and part 2 of this interview. We're talking about from then versus now. And you will be blessed from both episodes. I know that. And if you're watching on YouTube, hey, yes. So you guys have a great day. See you next time.